Hi there, it's Mary Charleson here from 5minutemarketing.com. Welcome back. We're coming here from West Vancouver on a beautiful hot, well, not hot, but beautiful sunny day, a rare commodity here in Vancouver at the end of November. So out enjoying a little bit of sunshine while we've got it, and giving the dog a bit of a run around down here by the beach as well, by the rocks. So I just want to talk to you about a couple things that have been kind of, let's face it, just bugging me this week. And that's been the whole thing around what I call interruption marketing. You know that stuff, those ads that show up in your Facebook and your Instagram feed, where you look at it and you go, yeah, I get it, I get why I'm receiving this in my feed in terms of the profile and things I may have pressed on before. But at that very moment, it's just like, I don't want to see it. I'm kind of being interrupted. And it got me thinking about the whole notion of interruption marketing versus invitation marketing. And the whole promise of the internet, of course, and social media was to make us more social and to engage us with others. And it's essentially just taken some of the old tactics in a lot of respects and applied it to online in our feeds with such sophisticated algorithms that we're getting served stuff that supposedly we'll be interested in. But often it's arriving when we're not in the kind of the mental state to be receiving it. I talk about our role as marketers, and we want to be somewhere where we're being invited as opposed to interrupting. And so the interruption comes, when you're not expecting it, you don't necessarily want it, and it just fragments your mind, fragments your brain. And we want to be marketers who are invited, who are earning the right to come in. And that could be through a subscription-based podcast, or it could be a subscription-based e-newsletter, invited into a private Facebook group or some sort of private group on LinkedIn. That's a little bit more of an invitation and being kind of behind a bit of a curtain and being part of an inner circle. The other thing I wanted to kind of toss into that is the whole state of mind that we're in when we're doing different things on our devices. And there's a very different state of mind when you're mindlessly scrolling on your phone. Say you're on transit, say you're just kind of waiting in a waiting room somewhere, and you're just kind of doing the scroll. And you're doing that out of boredom, out of entertainment, seeking entertainment, but you're in this kind of passive escapism kind of thing. And you're really not in what I call the kind of the seeking kind of mindset, which is quite different when you're online, when you're searching with intention. Some platforms that are much more conducive to that. And so when I take a look at kind of the passive scrolling, we get our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, those are things we're just kind of passively scrolling through. I don't think anybody really goes through those platforms with the intent in terms of search. Maybe Twitter if we're searching through on a hashtag or something around a news event, but really it's usually just passive scrolling. And YouTube kind of falls into, could be searching with intention, or it could just be passive scrolling for entertainment. So I would put Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube kind of in that passive scroll. When I take a look at the searching with intention, that's quite different. That's that stuff where we're looking through Google search, through Google typing it in, or voice search, which is about to become a pretty big thing. Well, it already is a big thing, but most consumers haven't really caught up to it just yet, and it's going to certainly affect SEO and search. But I would say, SEO, Google, and keywords, and the likelihood of them, increasing the likelihood of them finding our content, because when they're in that active kind of intention searching mode, they're actually receptive to receiving what we want, as opposed to us coming as interruption. A couple platforms that fall in around that, Pinterest, really, we call it a social media platform, but really it's a visual search. It's like a Google, but for images, and usually people are trying to look for, say, inspiration. They're looking for content, and those images pull them in, and then they go to our content on websites and online. And certainly YouTube can also fall into this search with intent as well. When we're trying to solve a problem, we're searching for a video that'll help us learn how to do something or solve a problem. So YouTube kind of straddles both sides in terms of scrolling passively and searching with intention. And then I would say LinkedIn is another one of those ones that kind of bridges both, right? It's, yes, you can scroll, but often we are scrolling with some sort of intention in a work and a business atmosphere, certainly in B2B, where we're looking to see updates, what people are sharing, what they're doing. We're trying to get insight, and often the content that is shared there is goes a little further than entertainment. It goes in terms of informing us and building our knowledge base. So 2 concepts that I wanted to bring up this week, and I'll be following up with it a little bit more in a post as well as the e-newsletter. But it's to consider really strongly our role as marketers. Are we interrupting, or are we there as invited guests and we've earned that right? That's number one, is our role. And the other is to consider the state that people are in when they're receiving our message. Are they passively scrolling, or are they searching with intention? And to build our content and share our content on platforms where that makes sense. That's all I've got for you this week. Thanks for joining us. 5minutemarketing.com is the website. If you want to subscribe, share this video, that would be awesome as well. And I will share in the notes below it the blog post that goes along with it.